with Charleston. Right back to the questions. Governor Christie, we have spoken much about cutting spending, given the $19 trillion debt. But according to one report, America needs $3.6 trillion in infrastructure spending by 2020. Here in South Carolina, 11% of bridges are considered structurally deficient, costing drivers $1 billion a year in auto repairs. What is your plan to fix the ailing roads and bridges across the country without breaking the bank?
I'm glad you asked it, Maria. Here's our plan. We've all been talking about tax reform tonight, and paying for infrastructure is caught right up in tax reform. If you reform the corporate tax system in this country, which, as mentioned before, is the highest rate in the world, and we double tax, as you know, and what that's led to is over $2 trillion of American companies' monies that are being kept offshore because they don't want to pay the second tax. And who can blame them? They pay tax once overseas. They don't want to pay 35% tax on the way back. So beside reforming that tax code, bringing it down to 25% and eliminating those special interest loopholes that the lobbyists and the lawyers and the accountants have given, bring that rate down to 25%, but also a one-time repatriation of that money, bring the money, the $2 trillion, back to the United States. We'll tax it that one time at 8.75%, because 35% of zero is zero. But 8.75% of $2 trillion is a lot of money, and I would then dedicate that money to rebuilding infrastructure here in this country. It would not necessitate us raising any taxes. It would bring the money back into the United States to help build jobs by American companies and get our economy moving again and growing at a much higher rate. And it would rebuild those roads and bridges and tunnels that you were talking about. And the last piece of this, Maria, is this. You know, the fact is that this president has penalized corporations in America. He's penalized, he doesn't understand that what that does is hurt hardworking taxpayers. You've seen middle-class wages go backwards $3,700 during the Obama administration. That's wrong for hardworking taxpayers in this country. We'd rebuild infrastructure that would also create jobs in this country, and we'd work with the states to do it the right way, to do it more efficiently and more effectively. And remember this, I'm credible on this for this reason. Americans for Tax Reform says that I've vetoed more tax increases than any governor in American history. We don't need to raise taxes to get this done. We need to make the government run smarter and better and reform this corporate tax system, bring that money back to the United States to build jobs and rebuild our infrastructure, and we need to use it also to protect our grid from terrorists. All of those things are important, and all those things would happen in a Christie administration.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Carson.